Hi guys, welcome back to Magical Adventures Travel by Stacy. Today we're going to talk about the different resorts on property. I'm not going to touch base on each individual resort. Today we're just going to talk about the different categories. Disney World has 3 different categories, being they have the value, the moderate, and the deluxe. They also have Deluxe Villas, they also have the Campground, and they also have a ton of different properties in and around Disney World's property. So they also have the good neighbors that Disney World likes to work with. Also on property, they have the Dolphin and the Swan. They also have a couple other properties on Disney World's property that they like to work with. So we can, I'll try and touch base on those also today. But today we're just going to touch base on those. So let's get started. Okay, so let's start off with the values. Value, there are 5 properties on Disney's property that are considered the value resorts. With the basic value properties, there are 5 resorts that are considered the values. In a value property, you're considered what some people consider values. They're going to consider the lowest of the low. I don't consider that. My family loves the values. They're very kid-friendly. The theming is great. There's tons of huge icons. Art of Animation has huge Little Mermaid characters out and around. They have the Nemo characters around, the Cars characters around, and they're huge scaled theming icons. If you go over to All-Star Music, they have the 3 Caballeros are out. They have at All-Star Sports, they have Donald Duck and his little nephews are out there, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. So you get the idea. The characters and some of the icons are just really huge and scaled large, and the theming is just great and very kid and family friendly. In the rooms, you're gonna get 2 double beds and a basic bath. Nothing really upscale, but as long as you're not planning on spending a ton of time in the room, those are great rooms to spend time in. You're just going to be there to sleep, and then you're going to head off to the parks anyway. So mainly the bedrooms sleep 4. If you're going to have a child under 2, they can sleep 5 because you can bring in a portable bed, whether it be a crib, a pack and play, or something like that. So they sleep 4 plus a child under 2. The rooms are small, normally around 260 square feet. The Art of Animation rooms, they are about 277 square feet. Now, there are family suites that sleep 6 at the All-Star Music. They can sleep 6, and those are about 520 square feet. And then there are at Art of Animation, there are family suites. Those sleep 6. Those rooms are a little bit bigger. At Art of Animation, you get a master bedroom. It has a queen-size bed with a master bath, and then it has a kitchenette. It has a dinette that folds down into a bed, and then a pull-out couch. So that room is a little bit bigger. So you're looking about 565 square feet. Sorry. And my family likes those rooms, and the All-Star family suites are also a little nicer. They have a couple different pull-out things, so you can sleep in those. But typically, like I said, the All-Stars, the Pops, the Art of Animation, those are, and I'm not going to go into detail about each and every one of them, but those are your values. They sleep 4 to 6, depending on what rooms you're sleeping in. They are really spread out, so the properties are spread out, so you're going to have to walk a little further to get to the main venue, which is where your food court, the main pool is, and where the gift shop is, and check-in, and where the buses are. Now, you can set up and get a preferred room, which is going to put you right in the hub. It's going to put you closer to it, and that's going to you're going to pay a little bit more for that room, but that is going to put you closer to it. That is always an option. Now, all these resorts also have shared busing with 1 bus stop on the property, except for Art of Animation and Pop have their own busing to and from the parks. So it's just one of the things. A lot of the resorts have that now. So Art of Animation, like I said, has its own bus route to and from all the parks. Pop has its own bus, but the All-Stars all share a bus route, so you do have to watch for that. The resorts all have outside corridors, so the doors, what that means is the doors open outside, except for the family suites at Art of Animation have indoor corridors, so the doors open on the inside, so the noise level will be a little bit less on the family suites at Art of Animation versus all the other resorts. Other than that, I think that touches it. The pools, there are pools at all of and playgrounds at all of those. The pools are really nice. You have multiple ones. There's one main pool and then a couple other smaller pools. Playgrounds, tons of little things to do, arcades, things like that. Like I said, there's a food court, there's a pool bar, pizza delivery at all the values, so there's plenty to do. Like I said, people look at the values and they're thinking, oh, it's a value. I have a lot of clients that use values. My family has done values. My family has done moderates. It's just, you just have to weigh the pros and the cons. But like I said, values, there's nothing wrong with them. And honestly, if your family, you have littler kids, values sometimes are the way to go. Just because if you're looking for something kid-friendly that they're going to really enjoy and like the theming of, values sometimes are the way to go. So let's move on and let's check out and see what the differences are between the value and the moderates. Okay, so let's touch base on the moderates. There are also 5 moderate resorts, and I'm not going to touch base on all of those either, but let's just get started on the basics of the moderates. With the moderates, unlike the values you've got double beds. The moderates, you get queen size beds. Now you can also, like the moderates, if you don't want, sometimes you can upgrade from just the double beds and get a king size bed, just like the moderates. You can upgrade from the queen size beds to a king size bed. It just depends. You have to request it and see what you can get. There are 2 resorts that you can sleep, instead of 4, you can sleep 5. And that is the Caribbean and the Port Orleans Riverside. Those sleep 5 because they have a child pull down. It's kind of underneath like the dresser. There's like a little child pull down. It's really cute. So that is that. Those 2 resorts, they sleep 5, and then technically they can sleep 6 if it's a child under 2. So just a little bonus there. So there's a little perk. So the other ones can sleep 4, with a child under 2 it sleeps 6, and then the Riverside and the Caribbean can sleep 5 and 6 if it's a child under 2. So bonuses there. And then you also have the cabins at Fort Wilderness Campground and Cabins. The cabins sleep 6 and 7 if it's a child under 2. The cabins have a queen size bed, 2 bunk bed, or a bunk bed with, twin and twin. And then they have a pull out bed in the living room, or pull out couch in the living room. We have stayed at the cabins before. They're nice. It has a full kitchen with a table, a bathroom. You get the whole cabin to yourself. The cabin is 504 square feet, something like that. Like I said, you get the cabin to yourself. You get a full deck. It's really nice if you're out in the wilderness. We'll touch base a little bit more on that when I talk about the campground and another area coming up here shortly. I'll talk about the campground in particular, and you'll find out what all comes with that. But in general, most of the resorts are 314 square feet, except for the Caribbean. The rooms are a little bit bigger just because they're in the process of upgrading them. So they're about 340 square feet. Riverside and Caribbean, like I said, sleep 5. Riverside and Caribbean also have themed rooms. Now, if you do a themed room, those beds typically have been converted down to double beds because the rooms are themed. Like the Caribbean, the rooms are themed to pirates, so the beds are made into pirate ships. So they're double beds instead. But the whole room is themed into pirate themed. So it's kind of like your Pirates of the Caribbean. Now at Port Orleans Riverside, they're themed into princess. How cute. So it kind of makes you look like, the rooms are over your headboard. You're getting fireworks and there's princess things. The carpet looks like Aladdin's carpet. It's just fiber optics everywhere. The handles on the faucets look like Aladdin's lamp. It's just a beautiful, beautiful little room for a princess. So if you want to feel like you're sleeping in Cinderella's castle, but you can't, what a way to do it is sitting there in the themed room at the themed princess room, royal room is what we call it technically, at the Port Orleans Riverside. So Port Orleans Riverside for the princess royal room, or the pirate room at the Caribbean. So those are the themed rooms that you can get. The moderate resorts are very large and very spread out. There are multiple bus stops, and they're shared bus stops with multiple different resorts. So Riverside and French Quarter, those share. The Caribbean shares, there's multiple, so they share with multiple different things. I can't even try to tell you who all shares with who. Port Orleans and Riverside also have a boat system that goes to Disney Springs, so that's just a little perk there. If ever you want to go to Disney Springs, you can hop on a boat. Instead of taking a bus system, you can take a boat over to Disney Springs. Bonuses also to moderates. You not only have the food court, you also have a sit-down restaurant on property, so you can have a dining sit-down restaurant there. You will have to make reservations to that, just like you would at any other sit-down dining service restaurant. There's also pool bars. Some of them have lounges and pizza delivery. There are pools on property. A lot of them have multiple pools. I know the Port Orleans Riverside resorts, there's multiple pools. Caribbean, I believe, has like 6 or 7 pools. All the pools, the main pool at all of them have a water slide. Bonus there. All of the resorts have outdoor corridors, just like the values. There are gift shops. The theming is beautiful at all of them. The gardening, the outdoor landscaping is just beautiful. You can't beat the landscaping and the theming there. It's just it makes you feel just very adult, and it's just I can't even say that word. Picturesque. Yeah, you get what I'm saying there. Anyway, moving on that. So I think that tops it off on the moderate. Slides, gift shops. I think we got it all covered on the moderates. If you have any questions on the moderates, or you need any more on that, let me know. There's just a lot to touch on the moderates. Right now also, I can say that the Caribbean and the Coronado, those are both moderates. Both of them are being refurbished right now. So the Caribbean is in the process of finishing up. The Coronado will be finishing up about another year from now. So now if you want to stay there, that's a great time. The prices are a little bit down on those. So it's a good time to stay there, but you will have to deal with the construction noises on property. But as long the construction noises are during the day, you're not gonna have to deal with them at night. So that is a bonus point of that. If you're at the parks during the day, it's not gonna affect you at all. So I have a lot of clients that they deal with the noise level, and they're like, I'm not gonna be there during the day anyway, so what makes a difference? So just a little thing to touch on that. So I think that ends it on the moderates, and let's move on to the deluxe. Okay, so let's moving on to deluxe. My daughters are back there laughing at me because I'm trying to say picturesque, and see, now I can say it. Anyway, they're still giggling at me. So moving on to deluxe. The deluxe, all the rooms, just like the moderates, come with queen beds. You can upgrade to the deluxe depending on, if you have 4 sleepers or 1 sleeper or 2 sleepers. Anyway, all the rooms in deluxes sleep 5. So you get the 2 queens, and then you also get a sleeper sofa or a sleeper pull-out chair, something like that. So all of them sleep 5, guaranteed. All of the resorts have indoor corridors, so nobody's going to be outside corridors. The theming in these resorts is spectacular. They're over the top. So you have like Animal Kingdom, you have the Grand Floridian, you have the Polynesian. They are just out of this world, the theming inside the lobbies and outside. They're just something you have to see for yourself. I think Animal Kingdom is one of those that you just have to see for yourself. To have a room look out over the safari and see the animals is just something that I can't explain to you. You'd have to see it for yourself. On property, you have your regular sit-down restaurants. You also have at least one upscale restaurant on property also. You have a quick service. There is no food courts on any of the deluxe restaurant or on the deluxe resorts. You also have a pool bar on property. There's gyms, there's spas or spa salons. You have valet parking, tons of different shops on properties also. There is busing plus one other mode of transportation to at least one park. So if you are staying at an Animal Kingdom Deluxe Resort, you obviously have the monorail plus busing to all the others. If you're at Epcot, you have a boat transportation. Hollywood Studios, you have a boat transportation. Animal Kingdom would be the only one that you wouldn't have a different mode of transportation. You obviously just have the bus. There isn't another mode of transportation to that one. The square footage depends because each resort at all the different deluxes are different. So there's no real correlation. Each resort was built differently, so the square footage in all those are different. So I can't break down the square footage on all those. I would be here forever if I did that. Now, the villas. The villas are technically Disney vacation villas. So each one is different. There are different, each one sleeps differently. So there might be some villas that sleep 4. There might be some villas that sleep 6. There might be some that sleep 8. All the way up. There are some villas that sleep up to 12. So there's different ones and they all sleep differently. But some have kitchenettes in it. Some have full kitchens with washers and dryers. They are amazing. They're all considered the deluxe villas. And they are all in correlation. So there are the Grand Floridian villas. There's the Polynesian villas, the Contemporary villas, the Animal Kingdom villas. So they are all in correlation and they are all with this deluxe. So you're still going to get the same bonuses that you get with a deluxe. You still have everything that you get with the deluxe resort. You still have the perks of the deluxe villas with the deluxe resort. So you still have the same pools, you still have the same restaurants. So same thing with the pools of the moderates. You have multiple pools, you have the playgrounds, you have the water slides, you have everything that moderates would have. You just get the theming is a little bit nicer. You have the upscale restaurants, the extra perks of being on a deluxe. Also, a lot of the deluxes, you have some of the bonuses on some of the rooms. You have club levels. So when you get club levels, you can stay up at the higher parts of the resorts, and you get breakfast. You can get bonus fast passes. You do have to pay for some of the for the fast passes, so you can pay to have extra fast passes booked in. So those are just some extra bonuses on there. So if you're ever interested in the club levels, let us know, and we can talk to you about the club levels. So there's just perks and bonuses to the club levels. I think that touches it all on the deluxe and the deluxe villas. If you have any questions on those, let me know. There is a lot to the deluxes, but they are so beautiful. And there's a lot of them. So, but there's just not, there's something beyond the deluxes that you just have to see for yourself. So my favorite is the Grand Floridian. So you just have to see that one for yourself. Okay, so I'm going to end this part 1 series on that note, the value, moderate, and deluxes. And I'm going to do a part 2 series covering the Campground, the Good Neighbor, and the other resorts on a part 2 series. So we'll do the part 1 today on Friday and part 2 on Monday. Just because this vlog is going to be extremely long, otherwise like 30 plus minutes if we continue to go on this. I didn't realize how long this was going, so we're going to just cut it off here. But if you have any questions on the value, moderate, or deluxes, or the villas, go ahead and leave a comment below. Ask me any questions you have. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and share this, and share with all your friends, and let's get this going, and be on the lookout for upcoming videos in the coming weeks with lots of Disney stuff coming your way. and be on the lookout on Monday for part 2 of this video. And I will see you guys then.